All right. Good evening, everybody. It's Currency 365. This is Report Extras 225. If you guys can see the title on this, you know that the IMF is meeting with Iraq for the next at least 2 weeks. So this is very key because I've been saying this for about 2 years now that in the end the private sector has to launch. They have to launch the private sector, which holds the secret reality rate inside of it. And once the private sector launches, that rate is no longer secret and it becomes public. Okay, and it'll be shown on the CBI.IQ. Okay, so the fact that we finally see the representatives of the Iraqi private sector meeting with the International Monetary Funds means to me we're at the end, because I kept saying that we have to see these people meet with the IMF and launch the private sector. Okay, and the fact that they're meeting and this guy's sleeping. Okay, or maybe he's looking down at his notes. I don't know. Probably looking down at his notes because he has his pen in his hand. Either way, this is good news. This is good to see the private sector, not the CBI. CBI is done, right? They're going to meet with them, of course. They're going to update their website like they done, and they're going to get the new numbers and whatever they have to do, but the private sector is what we need to see, and that's what we saw. So they talked about contracts, suppliers late on basically supplying, being late on the supplies, contracts, payments, dues of farmers' dues, all the stuff that is due, and also outstanding debts that are due and things of that nature, and just a whole bunch of other stuff. I'll post the title with the link so you guys can read all this stuff, man. But it's good to see the private sector. It's good to see the private sector talking to the IMF because we need to see the launch of the private sector, as well as the all restrictions being removed from Iraq. We need to see the private sector launch. So that's good. So let's get into some videos. Let's see here. There's a video. A Mosul offense. It says thousands of citizens are being evacuated from Western Mosul by Iraq's armed forces daily. Okay, as you guys can see some of these pictures here of citizens getting escorted out of Western Mosul. Okay, so I'm throwing up the peace sign because they're safe, and they at the end of the day, this is what we want for the Iraqi people, right? We want to free them. We want to see them free of terrorists, okay, and we want to see them go from being poor to being wealthy, and that's the key, okay? Because if that happens, then that means that our investment is also outstanding, right? So as we see these people get freed, come back to their homes, liberated, receive their purchasing power, receive their oil back pay and oil payments, then we're going to see what we have to see, right? So instead of saying, dang, what's the RV? Dang, what's this? Dang, what's that? Dang, what's this? Nope. Stop putting yourself first, because the Iraqi people have to be happy first. When the Iraqi people are happy, you'll be happy. I've been saying this for over 2 years as well. When the Iraqi people are happy, you'll be happy. The investors will be happy. Okay, so if the Iraqi people are still fleeing and stuff, then we still have to wait a little bit. Okay, so once the Iraqi people are back home and Mosul is secured and liberated, and a big flag is planted, and all restrictions are removed, and these people get their money and everything, herbal agreement, all that, we'll be happy. Okay, so it's coming. It's and we're at the last stages. The map is now over 50%. So we'll talk about that. And look at here. And there's another footage right here of Iraq Special Forces conducting night raids on suspected Daesh positions. Okay, in Shuhada, Western Mosul. Okay, so interesting here. Look at that scope going in there. Now, I don't know if all these people are actual Iraqi special forces. There could be American and British special forces with the Iraqis in there as well. Okay, so we don't know who's who, but they're starting to raid these people right at nighttime where Dosh is sleeping, and so Dosh is probably going to figure out that okay, we only had that so many members left. Okay, we only have about 300 of us left, and so we need to be up 24 hours. So instead of sleeping, they need to be up. So that they're probably going to start being up because they're getting just destroyed at around 1 a.m. when they're sleeping. So here's the new map that came out. As you can see, we're now over 50%. Once we get to this line right here, we'll be at around 60%. Once we get to this V, V, you see this V right here? I talked to you guys about this on Eyes Open Media. Once we hit this V and anything underneath this V is good, we'll be at basically 80% completed, and then this is the last 20. So so I want to get to this V as quick as possible. I want to get to this V as quick as possible. Where as you're looking at the time, where tomorrow is March 10th already, and so you think by the 15th, let's hope to be at this V, right? By the 15th, I was talking on Eyes Open Media. I was talking Monday night. Okay, so Monday night is the 13th. Okay, it doesn't look like we're gonna get there at the pace we're going now. So let's see if we can get to this V shape to get 80% of Mosul by the 15th, which is Wednesday. Okay, let's see if we can get to this V shape. Okay, and then this was right here is the rest 20%, and we should have this in within 20% or within 7 days or less. Yeah. So the chart's looking good. Let's get to this V shape, and then, boy, when we get to that V shape, I'm gonna be all smiles. Okay, I'm gonna be excited because this right here should only take 7 days or less to complete. Okay, so let's move on. Okay, it says researchers says Iraq is about to liberate Mosul, yet Maliki is still free. We just talked about this on Eyes Open Media. This is a new article that I just seen though tonight. Excuse me. So this guy is talking about, or this person is talking about why Maliki's still free after all the crimes he's done and all the things he's done to society and to the Iraqi people, and we're trying to figure it out the same thing. And a lot of people say, well, he signed a deal with the Americans. He has immunity until a certain day, until the end of March or something like that. So we'll see. But all that is fine and dandy, but this is Iraq we're talking about. I mean, look what they did to Shalabi, right? So when they thought all the when the corruption files were coming out, Shalabi got taken out, right, with poison. So I mean, you can't do. I mean, people. I mean, this is why it blows people's mind, because all the people that are trying to do good for Iraq have been killed, but all the people that have been doing bad for Iraq, none of the good guys want to take out the bad guy, but the bad guys are taking out the good guys, and the good guys don't want to take out the bad guys. So they let the bad guys roam free, when the good guys that want to bring out the corruption and bring it right back to the international stage, they're getting taken out. It doesn't make sense to me. Why aren't the good guys taking out the bad guys? If the bad guys are going to take you out, you might as well take them out as well, right? Goodness gracious. So yeah, so I don't know why Maliki's still here. Maliki should have been gone a long time ago, but he's not doing anything good. They told him to shut up, and he still won't shut up. So, you know what I mean? Like, he doesn't care if Donald Trump's there or not. He doesn't care about nothing. He doesn't care what happens to him. He just wants to stay alive. That's all Maliki. And the way he's gonna stay alive is if he becomes a prime minister again. That's it. That's what he wants. He wants to be the prime minister again, and he wants to stay alive. He wants that immunity. Of course, he's not gonna get that. I don't know if he's gonna stay alive or not. That's up to them, not us. I talked about it in this video right here. I said if Maliki stays alive, and I also talked about it earlier today. If Maliki stays alive, these people are asking for it in the future. You know what I mean? Because all he's gonna do, he's gonna come in with Iran. That's all he's gonna do. Let me see here. What is USA doing? Okay, that's what I'm talking about. I've been watching a great video, the Iran situation. I've been watching for some time, but of your best videos, especially the last 4 minutes about government evil in the disguise of Christianity, spot on. Yeah, yeah, it's just crazy what's going on with the United States government. Um, okay. Brandon says the amount of time we have all waited has been long enough. Yeah, that's true. It's we've been. I mean, the thing has been delayed, Brandon, but at the same time, we have to understand that the citizens they have to live it. You don't. We don't. Right? We've been blessed to not have to live it. They have to live it. So you know what I mean. So we got to get out of that mentality that it's all about us because it's not right. So it doesn't matter what we've gone through because we haven't had to live what they've lived. Right? We not even close. I don't even care if you don't even have a job in America. Right? If you just get government assistance, you live 10 times better than what they're living over there, right? They scrape for food and eat dirt, and many places eat animal insects just to survive, stay alive. So and then everything is crumbled and destroyed. All art, all buildings, everything is destroyed. So and we are rebuilding. Many places are being rebuilt now, and of course they're going to show us the new Iraq in the near future. But just to see the images of that, it's like that's not even Detroit isn't as worse as that, right? So and Detroit is very bad right now. So we just got to be thankful that we're not even in that situation, and we just got to pray that they get out of that situation as quick as possible because when they're happy, then we're going to see the fruits of our labors as well. Iraq gets props from the United Nations. I've never seen the United Nations do this for a country. I mean, visit a country as many times as they visit, sign deals, sign all types of agreements, talk about, yeah, man, these guys are coming back. I'm excited. Like, what, you know what I mean? Like, but the United Nations need the money. Okay, they need the money, so they can't wait for Iraq to return to the international stage. Okay, and I did talk about this Bitcoin stuff. Bitcoin to collapse global banking cartel. I did cover it in the Eyes of Media video. We're waiting for the SEC decision. It should be tomorrow, I believe, which is Friday. Should be Friday. The SEC decision on Bitcoin. The whole world is waiting on it. Let's see what happens to that. Let's see what happens to Bitcoin when that decision comes out. And the two guys that created that Bitcoin ETF are the guys who actually created Facebook until it was stolen from them from Mark Zuckerberg, right? Remember? So those two guys are at it again, and they're going to be at the SEC decision. So it's their ETF, so the company. So pretty interesting, right? They create Facebook, and now they're creating the Bitcoin ETF. And one got stolen from them. They got about $150 million plus $100 million in stocks, which is making them a whole bunch of money now because Facebook stock's doing well, right? So, and now here they are again with Bitcoin. So let's see if Mark Zuckerberg tries to screw them over again. That would be funny. That actually wouldn't be funny. That would be kind of sad. Um, and Iraq interior restore government complex means the end of Daesh and Mosul. Yeah, basically it does. The Dow was actually up today. So good, good. Barely, right? 2 points and 46. But we'll take it. Okay, so barely up today. Let's see what happens tomorrow with the Dow. But it was up. Okay, so jeez, it looked like it wasn't going to be up for another 3 weeks. American artillery units deployed in Syria to help Daesh defeat Daesh. Okay, and this is the U.S. Marines. I did talk about this on Eyes of Media. I believe I did. Let's move on. WikiLeaks: America pierced the current French elections. Lord have mercy. Okay, so once again, America's getting caught out there. It's starting to be deja vu over again with America and being and corrupt and scandals, elections and terrorism and all. This is becoming a daily thing for America government. One BTC equals 1203. And we earn Bitcoin in MPCA. The links in the description for that and all the other rev shares and programs we're in.